Good evening, 2Old4Forza, Shaky SoCal, and this is a little bit earlier than I normally do this, but this will be the track guide for next week's TNT race at Marina South. Normally, I do these either the Friday or the Saturday after whatever the current week's race is. This week it's Suzuka, but this weekend is also Long Beach Grand Prix, and I know I'm going to be very tired, from traveling back and forth and walking around all day. So I figured get this done now, get it out there, and that way have my weekend clear for real racing. Again, Yas Marina South, going from kind of two tracks that were nice and flowing, but probably not ideal for this car with the elevation changes and how it unsettles it. Going back to a little bit more of a technical street circuit. Though there is some interesting things that you can do with the car here. I hope it's a fun race. I know the last time, well, at least the last time we were here, I think it was in the Nissan Juke, and that was a lot of fun. And I think in some of the practice stuff we did, it was going to be quite a bit of rubbing, a bit of wheel banging. But tell you what, let me just get into test drive. Let's kind of break down Yas Marina, what this car seems to want to do, at least for me, and I'm gonna run a mock race and get an idea of what you might see in a race. So nice long front straightaway, and you bring the car over to the right side. Now, what I'm looking for is my tendency is I always tend to brake too late because I'm braking. I'm trying to brake at the one. Um, if you've gotten a really good run out of the last corner, the braking line actually goes red slightly before the one. What I'm finding is that light up billboard there for Yas Marina. I'm finding that as that goes out of my field of vision in hood view, that's about somewhere between there and the one. Maybe about here is where I'm actually really getting onto the brakes. So the first set of corners, this is when I kind of mentioned there's going to be some interesting things you can do with this car. This is one where, with the way this car is balanced, it's got a little bit more front grip relative to the rear. So you can, as far as playing with the throttle and snapping off the throttle or quickly releasing the throttle in the turn to kind of induce some lift off oversteer. If you're comfortable doing that with this car, these next set of corners, it'll pay off a bit. So what I found is when I first started doing laps, I thought this was in third gear. This first part is definitely second. So you want to drop it down to second. Brake, 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 brake. And ideally, I like to try and take a bit of this curve so I have a straight shot across to the next set for these next little quick left right. And this is where the lift off oversteer and weight shift with the throttle comes into play. You really don't need to brake, but as you're rolling the throttle up through here, as you get here, I'll probably crack the throttle a little bit and turn, which will help. The back end will just step out a little bit. As much as I'm turning with the wheel, the back end's actually also kind of rotating out on its own. But it's the next part then. Give it a little bit of gas off of here, and then lift and turn. And this is one where you're really going to feel the back end wanting to slide out. So you'll be turning, the back end will be sliding out in second gear just a little bit, just to help finish rotating the car on exit so you can get back in the throttle. This is a long enough of a straight here. You'll definitely get into third. I'll sometimes cheat and get on the rumble strips a little bit. I'm hit or miss with that. I like trying to use as much of the track as Forza will let me without penalizing me, and you can get away with it, but you can see kind of how bumpy it is. Again, your mileage may vary. If you can live with the bumpiness on using the curbs and being out that far, give it a shot. Um, this turn here for me is third gear, and I tend to turn in a little bit later, I think, than what the line what the line suggests. And it's just trying to maintain enough momentum through here. And even this one, can't recall off the top of my head. It might be a brush of the brake and a turn, but I'm also kind of relying a bit on that lift off oversteer at the apex, especially as you can kind of tell the exit of the exit out. You know, it's off camber again because of runoff. So kind of then using a little bit of that lift off oversteer as well as I'm trying to come out and rotate it, you know, get back on the gas, you know, to get the car rotated out. It'll make more sense probably at speed, but again, third gear out here, up to fourth. So probably around here, you're going to be right near the top of fourth gear. As you come through this next part, this will be up to you. If you can probably leave it in fourth, and you'll probably just be banging the rev limiter as you're getting ready for braking. Or you could just put it in fifth. The car's a little bit more relaxed at that point. I don't think one is better than the other. I think that's a personal choice. Coming down to the next turn for the next set of turns around, I guess, the hotel. I don't know Yas Marina that well. Definitely heavy braking here. I was first trying to do this in third, but I think second is going to be more consistent, especially getting acceleration off the corner. I think second gear is better. It's a little too low for third. Clip this a little bit, bring it up in second. If you do it right, just about the point where you're going to brush the brake and turn in here, you'll be at the rev limiter. So that's what I say. I think second through here is fine. So quick brush of the brakes, turn in, you know, come off the throttle, lift off oversteer. The back end rotates as it kind of transitions, you know, on the off camber exit. Start rolling back into the throttle. This one, you will bang the rev limiter in second, so I would suggest shifting to third. And I've actually been taking this one in third. And much like some of the other ones, it's a quick brush of the brake. You know, turn in. The back end's going to get a little light, especially as you transition over the hump and a little slightly off camber on the exit. Roll back into the throttle, down to the final straight before the final turn. And what I've been doing here is, and this is, I'm going to play with this a little bit during the mock race. What I'm actually trying to do is get the turn in right, where I can cut this curbing as straight as possible, so that I'm lined up for the braking. That's what I'm going to try to do. Sometimes I do it right. Sometimes I'll hit the curbing and it'll buck the car a little bit. But it is one that, you know, play around with this one. If you get it right, you'll be set. Threshold braking, you know, braking for this last turn. Sometimes if you get it wrong, the back end of the car will be a little bit wiggly as you get to the brakes. But definitely, I try to cut that curbing as best I can. Here, I go all the way down to second. Turn in, get back on the throttle as early as I can, rolling. And I want to try and bring the car out here and be full throttle. And all the way out here, crossing over, you know, go from the painted surface there and just follow the edge of the track back onto the front straightaway. I've tried it in third, and kind of like the other side of the track, I think it's third's a little too low-key. It's a little too low in the rev range in third. Out of that hairpin, I think you'll get a better run if you put it in second. Certainly, if you're in traffic, you're going to want to be in second. So, didn't spend a lot of time pointing out things. This is not a track that I have a lot of extra reference points, so I am relying a bit on the line, but a lot of cases the braking line lines up with curbing. Again, the first place I'll always look is you know, curbing on the left side, you know, as you're getting into the braking zone, exit curbing, and it's a bit of rhythm. So, and again, this is being done very, very quickly. So let's get out of here. Actually, let me double check my assists. Yeah, I'm gonna put that to manual with clutch again. Get out of test drive and get out of test drive and then go and do a mock race. Since I'm kind of doing this off the cuff, the cars I'm racing against, I want a little bit more basic. I still wanted the fast guys at the back, I still wanted the Formula Mazdas, but for the two buckets in front of us, what I would consider bucket one and bucket two. Excuse me. I'm just setting it to say, yeah, I want B class cars at the front, followed by A class cars, and then by the Formula Mazda, and then me. And then I just adjusted the delays so that the faster cars are a little bit closer to me than they are to the front. So we'll see how that plays out over the course of the race. And yes, if you saw the lap counter, yeah, we're going to do 30 laps. We had the quick. And again, I think by tradition, I'm doing this practice race at Yas at night. I'm pretty sure anytime we run Yas, it's always going to be at night. And even then, it's well lit enough, so it's not like what the hot lap guys are doing this week at VIR. I'm pretty sure I'll definitely be faster than the B class. I might be faster than the A class cars, barely. And definitely the on their own, those Formula Mazdas should be at least a second, maybe two quick on their own. Now, once they get in traffic, all bets are off. It's funny. It's like I warm the tires up on spinning them off the line, and they immediately go cold again. They won't be for long. The gas. Throttle turn. Oh. Have the throttle a little bit there to get the car to rotate. I get it. You have impeccable timing. That to pay a visit. And thankfully, found the cat cube I've got right next to the chair. And you can sit there and just go. Oop, that's a little wide. You can take it in third. I just don't think the car kind of gets off the corners as well as if you have it in second. I think in the back, because I'm hitting the bump there, back is wiggling out a little bit under braking. But lay down. I'll lay down. Early. Starting a little bit too early there. Adjusting that on. Hitting shift. Probably could have carried a little bit through there. Hang on, Dex. Let me get the car straight, and I can. There you go. Pet the kitten. Pet the kitten. I can pet you once per lap. Okay. Sometimes I wonder how much the mic is actually picking up. There. Typically, when I race on Thursdays, I do leave the den door shut just because of these situations. I have to find a better line through there. You're very cute. Yes, you're very cute, Dex. So yeah, my line down the front straight is not the ideal line. That is just the line that I'm choosing to take so that I can take my left hand off the controller and keep the kitten at peace. You can take it in third. You want it? I just think it's some like, well, that corner I think definitely is third. A little better. Yes, I'm definitely cracking the throttle as I turn in, and just to kind of unweight the rear a little bit, and it gets the back end to rotate a little bit easier. set up for that final turn. Might be the way to go. That'd be a little more traffic at this point. Hopefully the second half of the race is a little more interesting. I am eating a little bit of that inside curve at the apex. I do the same thing. And that turn there, because it kind of opens up on the exit, you can let the car go out to the right side a little bit more. All right, so I'm going to try this in third, and let's see what the splits look like. Watch, it'll be like a tenth faster. Forget all I said about what gear to be in. You might be able to do it in third if you get it right. So this lap there's one before it. No, Monster, don't dirty the lap. Don't dirty the lap. About 3/10 down. So I think there are going to be places you'll have to figure out what's comfortable for you, where second probably is quicker. Maybe you get the car going. But then third, maybe in the turns where you're carrying a little more speed through it. Kind of aim it out towards the blue curving. What did I tell you? Mazdas, fast on their own, can't work their way through traffic. Excuse me. I left him room. He had plenty of room on the right side. He didn't have to like come all the way back over. Okay, be careful of that inside apex there. It's especially if you're trying to make a pass, and very easy to get pinched and 30 the lap. Well, or get a risk a time penalty. That was poorly judged by me. I was looking for the crossover. Obviously, passing this first turn and the last turn are going to be the best place to set something up. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of other opportunities to capitalize on mistakes, especially through the section with the quick left rights here. The AI is notorious for getting it wrong. Right on cue. This is another good place to set up a pass. Got a good run. And I think what we found is if there's a huge bunch together, it'll get dicey in this last part of the lap. Like that alpha I'm shooting past me. I am amazed that I did not get T-boned. Oops, excuse me. Go ahead and hit the flat. You can see there I left it in second. I didn't really brake, I just let off the gas as I turned in, and then the lift off oversteer, just back end just started to move just very nicely. Oh, I was supposed to hit this lap. Oops. Like defensive line. Yeah, if you hold the throttle into that kink for the final turn, you'll feel the back end just start to step out. So it might just be a slight crack of the throttle just to keep the rear planted, so that as you go to the brakes, the car will brake in a straight line, and you're not having to worry about the back end waggling under braking. Short pit lane along the pit exit, all the way down. See this brake about to one. Nope, turned too much there. Monsters are in a similar pickle than I am. Quick, we're quick through the corners than the other two classes, but got nothing on the streets for them. I think even I'm quicker than the monsters in a straight line once we get up to top speed. I could be wrong. Very close. Whoa, I'm gonna try and leave your room. This time the crossover. assuming that all those cars in front of me have yet to hit. Double check. Okay, so yeah, I just want to see who's gonna. 3 cars in front of me. Fine. Okay, so it's still a mix. Most of the cars in front of me yet to. Yeah, I'm missing a little bit. Yeah, we're very low. Mostly straight through corners. Yeah. Wonder, is the Alpha 33 still as OP in Forza 7 as it was way back in previous Forzas, like Forza 4? Since I was needing to be a little more inside because I was passing the alpha, it made more sense to downshift to second at that point. I wasn't going to carry as much speed through there as I know. Four laps to go. If I can get one on. I do like the later effect there, but that's don't touch the inside curve. Let's see the winning line there. And if you've noticed, a lot of the curves here at Yas are not your friend. Try and be as neat and tidy as you can. Eight. Did it already? Hold on. Or not friendly. One lap to go. Oh, there. 30 lap. So that's Yas Marina South. Again, a lot of tight bits, left right combos back and forth. So if you can kind of come to terms with managing that weight shift in the back of the car with the throttle, you should be able to kind of use that to rotate the car through some of those corners and get good lap times, and then maybe even take advantage of mistakes from your competitor. So again, I did 30 laps there, so 37 minutes. Yeah, you're probably going to run close to 60 laps next to Thursday. So just kind of be ready for that. And beyond that, hope you guys have a good weekend, good race on Thursday. Hopefully, I'll be able to listen in a little bit, but I'm going to be prepping for Grand Prix. So with that, good night and happy racing.